The more you trust, the less you need to know. Let those words move slowly through your heart. Take a deep breath in and let your body become soft. Breathe out and release the need to understand everything right now. You do not need to hold the whole future in your hands. You do not need to see every step before you begin. You do not need to know how every door will open, how every answer will come, or how every dream will find its way to you. There is a quiet peace that begins when you stop asking life to explain every little thing before you are willing to trust it. So many times the mind wants to know. It wants details. It wants signs. It wants proof. It wants a clear plan before it feels safe. The mind says, "Tell me what will happen. Tell me when it will happen. Tell me how it will happen. Tell me if I will be okay." But the heart speaks in a softer way. The heart says, "I may not know everything, but I can still trust. I may not see the whole path, but I can take this one step. I may not understand the timing, but I can believe that life is working with me." This is where peace begins. Not when every question has been answered, but when you become willing to rest even while some questions remain open. There is something very gentle and very powerful about trusting without needing to know. It does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean you stop dreaming. It does not mean you stop taking action. It simply means you stop hurting yourself with the need to control every little detail. It means you stop pulling at life and begin allowing life to move with you. It means you place your hand on your heart and say, "I am safe, even now. I am guided, even now. I do not need to know everything right now." Take another breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw soften. Let your chest open. Maybe there is something in your life right now that you are trying very hard to understand. Maybe you are waiting for an answer. Maybe you are hoping for a change. Maybe something ended and you do not know why. Maybe something has not begun yet and you are wondering if it ever will. Maybe you are asking, "Why is this taking so long? Why did this happen? What am I supposed to do next?" My dear, it is okay to have questions. You are human. Questions come when the heart is tired, when the mind feels afraid, when the future feels unknown. But you do not have to let your questions become a cage. Sometimes peace comes when you stop demanding an answer from life and begin trusting that an answer will come when the time is right. Sometimes the answer does not arrive as a loud message. Sometimes it comes as calm. Sometimes it comes as a small next step. Sometimes it comes as a closed door that later becomes protection. Sometimes it comes as a new feeling inside you that says, "I am ready now." Sometimes the answer is not a sentence. Sometimes the answer is a season. Sometimes the answer is the way your heart changes while you are waiting. The mind often believes that knowing brings safety. It says, if I know what will happen, then I can relax. But true peace is deeper than that. True peace says, even when I do not know what will happen, I can still relax. This is a different kind of safety. It does not come from the outside. It comes from within. It comes from the deep place in you that remembers life has carried you before. You have walked through days you did not know how to face. You have survived moments you thought would break you. You have found strength when you felt empty. You have received help in ways you did not expect. You have been guided before, even when you did not see the guidance at the time. So now, in this moment, let yourself remember. You do not need to know everything in order to be supported. You do not need to understand everything in order to be loved. You do not need to control everything in order for life to unfold. There is a larger wisdom moving through your life. It is gentle. It is patient. It does not rush. It does not panic. It does not need fear to make things happen. It moves in its own time, and its timing is often wiser than the timing you would choose from fear. You may have believed that trust means you must feel strong all the time. But trust can be very soft. Trust can be quiet. Trust can look like taking one breath when your mind wants to run. Trust can look like resting when you are tired. Trust can look like saying, I do not know yet, and that is okay. Trust can look like opening your hands instead of closing them. Trust can look like letting today be enough, even if tomorrow is still unclear. There is no need to force yourself into perfect faith. You do not have to pretend that you are never afraid. Trust is not pretending. Trust is choosing again and again to come back to peace. When fear rises, you can return to trust. When the mind starts to ask too many questions, you can return to trust. When the future feels far away, you can return to trust. You can say, I may not know the way, but I trust that the way is being shown to me one step at a time. The more you trust, the less you need to know. This does not mean life will never give you answers. It means you no longer make your peace depend on having every answer first. It means your calm is no longer held hostage by the unknown. It means you do not wait for perfect certainty before you allow yourself to breathe. It means you begin to live from a deeper place, a place that says, something good is still possible. Something wise is still unfolding. Something loving is still holding me. Think of how much energy is used when you try to know everything. The mind goes around and around. It checks, compares, imagines, worries, repeats. It tries to build a map for a road that is still being created. It tries to solve what only time can reveal. It tries to pull tomorrow into today. And after all that thinking, the heart feels tired, the body feels heavy, the spirit feels small. But when you trust, even a little, space opens. Your breath returns. Your body feels lighter. Your heart remembers that life is not asking you to carry the whole world. Life is only asking you to be here now. Right now, there is a quiet invitation before you. It is not loud. It is not forceful. It is gentle. It says, "Can you trust this moment, even if you do not understand it yet? Can you allow this day to be enough? Can you let yourself be guided instead of trying to push every outcome into place?" You do not have to answer with perfect confidence. You can answer with willingness. You can say, "I am willing to trust. I am willing to soften. I am willing to believe that life is helping me, even when I cannot see how." Let these words settle in your heart. I do not need to know everything to be safe. I do not need to know everything to be guided. I do not need to know everything to be loved. I trust the path of my life. I trust the timing of my life. I trust that what is meant for me will not miss me. I trust that what leaves is making space. I trust that what waits is still becoming ready. I trust that I am becoming ready too. There is beauty in not knowing. It may not feel beautiful at first. It may feel uncomfortable. It may feel like standing in a quiet room with no clear door. But not knowing can be sacred. Not knowing can be the space where old fear loosens. Not knowing can be the place where faith grows roots. Not knowing can be the pause before a new blessing enters. Not knowing can be the deep breath before life turns in a new direction. If you knew everything at once, you might try to control it. If you saw the whole path at once, you might become afraid of how far it looks. If you understood every lesson before it softened you, you might resist the very thing that came to heal you. So life, in its kindness, often gives you only what you need for today. One breath, one step, one choice, one moment of peace, one small sign, one inner feeling, one quiet knowing. And that is enough. You are not falling behind because you do not know everything. You are not failing because you cannot explain everything. You are not lost because the path is not fully clear. You are being invited into a deeper trust. You are being invited to stop trying to control life from fear and start walking with life in love. You are being invited to believe that your life is not random. It is not empty. It is not forgotten. There is order beneath what looks unclear. There is movement beneath what looks still. There is guidance beneath what feels uncertain. So breathe again. Let the words become soft inside you. The more I trust, the less I need to know. The more I trust, the more peaceful I become. The more I trust, the more I allow life to surprise me. The more I trust, the more I open to good. The more I trust, the more I remember that I am not alone. Maybe today you can stop asking life for the whole plan and simply ask for the next step. Maybe today you can stop asking, when will everything change? And begin saying, I am willing to be peaceful while life changes. Maybe today you can stop asking, what if it goes wrong? And begin saying, what if I am being guided better than I know? These small changes in your words create small changes in your energy, and small changes in your energy can open large doors in your life. Trust begins in the small places. Trust begins in the breath. Trust begins in the way you speak to yourself. Trust begins when you choose not to scare yourself with every thought. Trust begins when you stop treating the unknown like an enemy. Trust begins when you say, the unknown may be where my blessing is growing. Trust begins when you remember that life does not need to show you everything to support you fully. There is nothing weak about trusting. Trust is not weakness. Trust is inner strength resting in peace. Trust is a soft power. It does not shout. It does not force. It does not beg. It simply knows that life can move in ways the mind cannot plan. Trust says, I am open. I am willing. I am ready to receive in the right way at the right time. Trust says, I do not need to chase what belongs to me. I do not need to fight for what is already aligned with my soul. I do not need to hold tightly to what is leaving. I can let life breathe. And as you hear these words, let something inside you become less tight. Let the need to know soften. Let the need to control soften. Let the fear of being forgotten soften. Life has not forgotten you. Your good has not forgotten you. Your healing has not forgotten you. Your peace has not forgotten you. What belongs to you is not confused about where to find you. What is meant for you knows the way, and while it is coming, you are becoming the person who can receive it with a peaceful heart. Life knows more than the mind. This is such a simple truth, but when you really feel it, it can change the way you live. The mind is useful. The mind helps you make choices. The mind helps you plan your day. The mind helps you remember, learn, speak, and take action. But the mind is not meant to carry the whole mystery of life. The mind becomes tired when it tries to know what only life can know. The mind becomes afraid when it tries to control what only time can reveal. The mind can see a small piece, but life sees the whole picture. The mind often looks at one moment and says, "This is wrong." Life may look at the same moment and say, "This is part of the way." The mind may see a delay and call it a problem. Life may know it is protection. The mind may see an ending and call it a loss. Life may know it is a doorway. The mind may see silence and call it rejection. Life may know it is preparation. The mind wants to judge quickly because it wants to feel safe, but life moves with a wider wisdom. Life does not always explain itself right away. It often asks you to trust first and understand later. There have been times when something did not happen the way you wanted, and later you understood why. There have been times when a door closed, and later you saw that it was not your door. There have been times when you had to wait, and later you realized the waiting changed you. There have been times when you were not given what you asked for, and later you received something better suited to your heart. This is how life teaches trust. Not always by giving you answers first, but by showing you over time that there was a reason even when you could not see it. The mind wants proof before it trusts. The soul learns to trust before proof appears. This does not mean you ignore your feelings. This does not mean you stop thinking. It means you let your thinking serve your peace, not steal it. It means you use the mind, but you do not worship the mind. It means when the mind says, "I do not know what is happening," the heart can gently answer, "That is okay. Life still knows." There is a deeper part of you that does not need all the details. It feels truth in a quiet way. It knows when something is not for you, even if it looks good on the outside. It knows when something is meant for you, even if it has not arrived yet. It knows when to pause. It knows when to move. It knows when to let go. It knows when to open. This deeper part of you does not speak with fear. It speaks with peace. It may not give you a full map, but it gives you a feeling of the next right step. When you trust life more than the fear in your mind, you begin to feel guided. You may still have questions, but they no longer control you. You may still have dreams, but you no longer chase them with panic. You may still desire change, but you stop fighting the present moment. You begin to understand that the present moment is not your enemy. It is the place where life is meeting you. It is the place where healing begins. It is the place where your power lives. The mind says, "I will be peaceful when I know." The heart says, "I can be peaceful now." The mind says, "I need the full answer." The heart says, "The next step is enough." The mind says, "What if nothing works out?" The heart says, "What if everything is working in ways I cannot yet see?" These are not just words. They are new choices. Every time you choose the softer thought, you loosen fear. Every time you choose trust, you open space. Every time you open space, life can move more freely through you. You do not have to figure out every detail of your healing. You do not have to know exactly how your blessing will come. You do not have to understand every part of your past before you can feel peace in the present. You do not have to see the whole future before you believe it can be kind. Sometimes the most healing words you can say are, "I do not know, and I am still safe." Say that slowly in your heart. I do not know, and I am still safe. I do not know, and I am still guided. I do not know, and life is still good to me. The mind may resist this at first. It may say, "But I need to know. If I do not know, I cannot relax." Be gentle with the mind. Do not fight it. do not shame it. The mind is only trying to protect you. It learned that control feels safer than trust. It learned that planning feels safer than waiting. It learned that worry feels like doing something. But worry is not the same as wisdom. Worry often repeats the same fear again and again. Wisdom is calmer. Wisdom does not rush. Wisdom says, let us breathe. Let us look at what is true now. Let us take one step. Let us not create pain with thoughts about things that have not happened. Life knows what is ripening. The mind often wants fruit before the seed has grown. Life knows what is ready. The mind often wants to open the door before the room is prepared. Life knows what you are becoming. The mind often looks only at what is missing. Life knows how to bring pieces together. The mind sees one piece and feels afraid. This is why trust is so important. Trust allows you to live while the pieces are still coming together. Imagine holding a single page from a large book. The mind reads that one page and thinks it knows the whole story. It says, this is the ending, this is the truth, nothing will change. But life is holding the whole book. Life knows the chapters you have not reached yet. Life knows the turn you cannot yet imagine. Life knows the healing that is already moving toward you. Life knows the people, places, choices, and moments that will meet you later. You do not need to understand the whole book from one page. You only need to keep reading with trust. And if today feels like a hard page, do not call it the whole story. If today feels uncertain, do not call it your future. If today feels slow, do not call it failure. If today feels quiet, do not call it empty. Life writes in many ways. Some chapters are full of movement. Some chapters are full of rest. Some chapters are full of release. Some chapters are full of waiting. Some chapters are where you learn to love yourself more deeply. Some chapters are where you learn that you can be okay even before everything is solved. The mind wants to skip the chapter called, I do not know. But that chapter has gifts. It teaches patience. It teaches surrender. It teaches you how to listen inward. It teaches you that peace is not found only at the finish line. It teaches you to stop making your joy depend on something outside you. It teaches you to find the quiet light inside your own heart. It teaches you that you are more supposed than you thought. When you trust that life knows more than the mind, you begin to stop arguing with every delay. You begin to stop seeing every pause as punishment. You begin to stop treating every unanswered question as a sign that something is wrong. You begin to say, maybe there is more happening here than I can see. Maybe this moment has meaning. Maybe life is not late. Maybe I am being prepared. Maybe the answer is forming quietly. Maybe the path is opening in ways I cannot yet understand. This kind of trust makes the body softer. It makes the breath deeper. It makes the heart kinder. It helps you stop speaking to yourself with fear. It helps you stop rushing your own growth. It helps you stop comparing your timing to anyone else. Your life has its own rhythm. Your healing has its own rhythm. Your dreams have their own rhythm. You are not meant to bloom by force. You are meant to bloom in the right light, in the right season, with the right roots. The mind often compares. It says, why are they ahead? Why did they receive it first? Why is their life easier? Why am I still waiting? But life does not compare. Life moves in divine order. Your path is not behind because it looks different. Your blessing is not late because it has not arrived yet. Your healing is not weak because it is taking time. Time can be a friend. Time can deepen you. Time can clear what is not true. Time can prepare what is coming. Time can strengthen your heart so that when the good arrives, you can hold it with peace. Trust does not ask you to stop desiring. It asks you to stop suffering over the unknown. You can desire love and still trust. You can desire healing and still trust. You can desire success and still trust. You can desire clarity and still trust. Trust does not close the door to your dreams. Trust opens your hands so the right dream can land in the right way. It says, I welcome what is good for me. I welcome what is aligned with me. I welcome what supports my highest good. I do not need to force what is not ready. I do not need to hold what is leaving. I do not need to understand every detail before I believe life is kind. There is a peaceful power in saying, life knows the way. Not as a thought you repeat without feeling, but as a truth you practice. When plans change, you can say, life knows the way. When something takes longer than you hoped, you can say, life knows the way. When you feel unsure, you can say, life knows the way. When you are asked to wait, you can say, life knows the way. These words do not make you passive, they make you centered. From a centered place, you can act more wisely. You can listen more clearly. You can make choices from peace instead of fear. When you trust life, you become more open to signs, but you do not become hungry for signs. There is a difference. When you are hungry for signs, you search with fear. You ask everything outside you to prove that you are safe. But when you are open to signs, you rest in trust first. Then you notice the quiet ways life speaks, a calm feeling, a simple answer, a door opening, a door closing, a helpful word, a new idea, a sudden peace, a gentle inner yes, a gentle inner no. Guidance often comes softly. If the mind is too loud, it may miss it. But when you trust, you become still enough to hear. This is why the less you need to know, the more you can receive. When you are full of fear, there is little room for guidance. When you are full of control, there is little room for surprise. When you are full of worry, there is little room for peace. But when you open, when you soften, when you stop demanding that life explain itself before you trust it, something beautiful happens. You become available to peace, available to wisdom, available to blessings that come in forms you did not plan. Say quietly within yourself, I am available to good. I am available to guidance. I am available to peace. I do not need to know everything. I trust life to show me what I need to know when I need to know it. I trust that the right answer will come at the right time. I trust that I will recognize the next step when it appears. I trust that life is not hiding good from me. Life is preparing good for me and preparing me for good. There is no need to rush this. Let trust grow gently. You would not pull a flower open and call it blooming. You would not dig up a seed every day to check if it is growing. You would water it. You would give it light. You would give it time. Your trust is like that. It grows when you feed it with kind thoughts. It grows when you breathe before reacting. It grows when you choose a peaceful word instead of a fearful one. It grows when you remember that life has carried you before. It grows when you stop making the unknown mean danger. The unknown is not always danger. Sometimes the unknown is where your new life is forming. Sometimes the unknown is where your prayer is being answered in a way your mind could not design. Sometimes the unknown is where old patterns are falling away. Sometimes the unknown is where you are being guided away from what would not serve you. Sometimes the unknown is simply the space between what was and what is coming. You do not need to fill that space with fear. You can fill it with trust. Life knows more than the mind. Life knows the timing of the meeting, the healing, the opening, the change, the answer, the blessing. Life knows what you are ready for and what you are still growing into. Life knows what must leave so that something better can enter. Life knows how to bring peace through simple moments. Life knows how to turn even confusion into clarity. Life knows how to use what you have lived through to make you softer, wiser, and more loving. You are not required to understand the whole path today. You are only invited to trust the step beneath your feet. You are only invited to breathe. You are only invited to stop fighting this moment. You are only invited to open your heart a little more and say, I trust that life knows more than my fear. I trust that life knows more than my worry. I trust that life knows more than the small story my mind is telling me right now. And with that trust, your spirit becomes lighter. You do not have to carry tomorrow. You do not have to carry every answer. You do not have to carry every possible outcome. You can let life carry what is too heavy for you. You can let time reveal what is not ready to be seen. You can let your heart rest in the simple truth that you are guided now, loved now, supported now. Not only when you understand, not only when everything is clear. Now, when you feel that you must know everything, life begins to feel heavy. The mind starts to tighten around every question. The body becomes tense. The breath becomes shallow. The heart begins to close. You may not even notice it at first. You may think you are simply being careful. You may think you are only trying to be prepared. You may think that if you can just figure it all out, then you will finally feel safe. But the more you try to know every detail, the more peace slips away. The more you chase certainty, the more fear grows. The need to know everything can become a quiet form of control. It may not look harsh from the outside. It may look responsible. It may look thoughtful. It may look like planning. But inside, it often feels like fear. It says, I cannot rest until I know. I cannot trust until I see proof. I cannot enjoy today until tomorrow is clear. I cannot feel safe until every possible problem has been solved. This is a painful way to live. It asks your mind to do work it was never meant to do. It asks your heart to wait for peace until life becomes perfect. And life was never meant to be perfect before you are allowed to feel peace. The need to know everything can steal the joy from the present moment. You may be sitting in a quiet room, but your mind is already in next week. You may be eating, but your thoughts are trying to solve tomorrow. You may be resting, but your body is still holding fear. You may be with people you love, but part of you is far away, trying to understand what has not yet unfolded. This is how the need to know pulls you out of your life. It makes today feel like a waiting room instead of a gift. And my dear, today is not only a waiting room, today is life. This breath is life. This moment is life. This simple now is where peace can enter. If you keep telling yourself that peace will only come when you know everything, you keep placing peace far away. You place it behind the answer, behind the result, behind the message, behind the money, behind the change, behind the healing, behind the future. But peace is not meant to live only in the future. Peace is meant to be practiced now. When the mind needs to know everything, it often begins to create stories. It fills empty spaces with fear. If someone is quiet, the mind may say, something is wrong. If a door has not opened, the mind may say, it never will. If a prayer has not been answered yet, the mind may say, I have been forgotten. If life is still, the mind may say, nothing is happening. But these are not always truths. Many times, they are only fear trying to explain the unknown. And fear is not a wise guide when it is allowed to speak too loudly. Fear often speaks in hard words. It says always. It says never. It says too late. It says impossible. It says not enough. It says you should have known. It says you should have done more. It says you are behind. It says life is against you. But the voice of peace is different. Peace says, breathe. Peace says, wait gently. Peace says, more will be shown. Peace says, you are safe in this moment. Peace says, do not make a home inside a fearful thought. Peace says, you do not need to know everything right now. The need to know can also make you tired in ways sleep cannot always fix, because it is not only the body that becomes tired. The spirit becomes tired from carrying too many imagined outcomes. The heart becomes tired from trying to protect itself from every possible pain. The mind becomes tired from going in circles. You may wake up already feeling heavy because the mind begins working before the day has even started. It asks, what if this happens? What if that does not happen? What if I choose wrong? What if I miss my chance? What if I am not ready? And before your feet touch the ground, you are already carrying a future that has not arrived. This is why trust is not just a soft idea. Trust is healing. Trust gives your nervous system permission to rest. Trust tells your body, we do not have to fight every unknown. Trust tells your mind, we can take one step at a time. Trust tells your heart, we are safe enough to open. Trust does not remove every question, but it removes the fear that every question must be answered before you can breathe. When you need to know everything, you may also begin to block the good that is trying to come in a different way. The mind may decide exactly how a blessing should arrive. It says, it must happen through this person. It must come by this date. It must look like this. It must follow this plan. But life may have a better way. Life may bring your good through a door you did not expect. Life may answer your prayer in a form you did not imagine. Life may delay one thing because another thing is being made ready. Life may move you away from what you wanted because something kinder is being prepared. But if the mind is too fixed, it may not see the blessing. If the heart is too closed, it may not receive the help. If the hands are too tight, they cannot hold what life is offering. This is why letting go of the need to know is so important. It opens you. It makes space. It allows life to surprise you. And many blessings come as surprises. Many answers arrive after you stop demanding them. Many doors open after you stop standing in front of the wrong one. Many moments of peace come when you finally say, I do not know, but I trust. The need to know everything can make you impatient with your own growth. You may look at yourself and say, why am I not healed yet? Why do I still feel afraid? Why am I still waiting? Why have I not become the person I want to be? But growth is not a machine. Healing is not a race. Trust is not built in one day. The heart opens in layers. The mind learns safety slowly. The soul grows in seasons. You see, and it force a season to change by being angry at it. You can only honor where you are and keep turning toward love. If you keep needing to know exactly when you will be healed, you may miss the healing that is already happening. Maybe you are softer than before. Maybe you pause more often before speaking harshly to yourself. Maybe you notice your fear instead of becoming it. Maybe you breathe through what once would have broken you. Maybe you are learning to choose peace for 1 minute, then 5 minutes, then a whole morning. These small changes matter. They are signs of life moving through you. But the mind that demands a final answer may overlook the quiet miracle of progress. The need to know everything can also make you forget that life is alive. Life is not a fixed stone. Life is moving, breathing, changing, opening. What looks blocked today may open tomorrow. What feels confusing today may become clear later. What feels like a delay today may become the reason you were protected. What feels like a loss today may become space for a deeper good. If you decide too soon that nothing is working, you may close your heart before life has finished speaking. Let your heart hear this clearly. Not knowing is not the same as being lost. Waiting is not the same as being denied. Silence is not the same as being forgotten. A closed door is not always rejection. A slow season is not failure. A change in direction is not punishment. Many times, these are ways life guides you. Many times, these are ways life moves you into better alignment. Many times, these are ways life says, "Not this, my dear. There is something else. Keep trusting." When you need to know everything, you may become afraid of making the wrong choice. You may stand still waiting for perfect certainty. You may think, "I cannot move until I know for sure." But most of life does not come with perfect certainty. Many good steps are taken with a little fear and a little faith. Many new beginnings start before the full path is clear. Many doors open only after you walk toward them. If you wait until fear is completely gone, you may wait too long. But if you trust, you can take a gentle step even with questions still in your heart. Trust does not mean every choice will feel easy. Trust means you believe you will be guided through the choice. Trust means even if the path changes, you are still supported. Trust means even if you learn through experience, the experience can still serve you. Trust means you stop treating every decision like a test you must pass perfectly. Life is not watching you with harsh eyes. Life is teaching you, shaping you, loving you, and guiding you back to yourself. The need to know everything often comes from the fear of being hurt. This is understandable. If you have been disappointed, you may want to protect yourself. If you have lost something, you may want guarantees. If you have waited before, you may want proof. Be kind to that part of you. It is not wrong for wanting safety, but there is a softer safety than control. There is a deeper protection than knowing. There is a safety that comes from trusting your own ability to be present, to listen, to choose, to heal, and to receive guidance as it comes. You do not need to build a wall around your heart to be safe. You do not need to predict every outcome to be safe. You do not need to close yourself to surprise to be safe. You can be open and wise. You can be trusting and clear. You can be soft and strong. You can say, I trust life and I also trust myself. I trust that I will know what I need to know when I need to know it. I trust that I can handle what comes. I trust that I am not walking alone. When you let go of the need to know everything, you begin to hear your inner guidance more clearly. The mind is no longer shouting over the heart. The body is no longer locked in fear. The spirit is no longer buried beneath worry. In that quiet space, simple wisdom rises. You may suddenly know what to do next. You may feel peace about waiting. You may feel a clear no. You may feel a gentle yes. You may feel called to rest. You may feel called to move. Guidance becomes easier to hear when fear is not filling every corner. The need to know can make you chase. Trust helps you allow. Chasing says, I must make this happen or it will never happen. Allowing says, I will take my step and I will let life meet me. Chasing feels tight. Allowing feels open. Chasing comes from fear. Allowing comes from faith. Chasing often pushes away the very peace you want. Allowing creates space for the right things to come closer. You do not have to chase what is truly meant for you from a place of panic. You can walk toward your good with calm steps. This does not mean you sit and do nothing. It means your action comes from peace instead of pressure. You still make choices. You still speak. You still work. You still care. You still prepare. But you do not do it with a tight heart. You do not do it as if everything depends only on your force. You do it with trust. You say, I will do my part and I will let life do its part. I will plant the seed and I will not scream at the soil. I will open the door and I will not try to drag the future through it. I will listen, act, breathe, and trust. The need to know everything can also block gratitude. When the mind is always searching for the next answer, it forgets the blessings already here. It forgets the breath. It forgets the roof. It forgets the small kindness. It forgets the lessons already learned. It forgets the strength already gained. It forgets the quiet support that has carried you until now. Gratitude brings you back. Gratitude says, yes, there are things I do not know, but there are also gifts I can see. There is still good here. There is still light here. There is still love here. You can be grateful before everything is solved. You can be peaceful before everything is clear. You can be open before everything arrives. This is not denial. This is spiritual maturity. It is the gentle power of saying, I will not wait for perfect conditions before I allow myself to feel supported. I will notice the good that is already present. I will trust the good that is still on its way. When you stop needing to know everything, you become more alive in the present. You begin to taste your tea instead of thinking through the whole future. You begin to hear the birds. You begin to feel the warmth of your own breath. You begin to notice how much life is happening now. The present moment becomes softer. It becomes enough. And from that enoughness, the future no longer feels like something you must fight. It becomes something you can meet one day at a time. Say this softly in your heart. I release the need to know everything. I release the need to control every outcome. I release the fear that I am not safe unless I understand it all. I choose peace now. I choose trust now. I choose to believe that life is guiding me now. I do not need all the answers today. I only need to be here, open and willing. Let these words become a quiet shelter inside you. When the mind starts to race, come back to them. When fear asks for guarantees, come back to them. When the unknown feels too wide, come back to them. I do not need all the answers today. I am safe in this moment. I am guided in this moment. Life is working in ways I cannot yet see. There is a deep freedom in no longer needing to know everything. It frees your body from constant tension. It frees your mind from endless loops. It frees your heart from waiting for proof before it opens. It frees your spirit to feel supported now. It allows you to walk through life with softer eyes. You stop seeing the unknown as a threat and begin seeing it as a place where life can still surprise you. You may still have questions. That is okay. You may still want clarity. That is okay. You may still feel afraid sometimes. That is okay. Trust does not demand that you erase every human feeling. Trust only asks that you do not let fear become the leader of your life. Trust asks you to place fear gently beside love and let love speak louder. Trust asks you to breathe before you believe every worry. Trust asks you to remember that not every unknown is a danger. Some unknowns are blessings on their way. So when you catch yourself needing to know everything, pause. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe in slowly. Breathe out gently. Say, I am safe. I am guided. I will know what I need to know when I need to know it. Feel the body soften. Feel the mind loosen. Feel the heart open. This is how you return to trust. Not once, but again and again. Each return matters. Each breath matters. Each softer thought matters. You are learning a new way to live, a way that does not depend on fear, a way that does not make your peace wait outside a closed door, a way that allows you to be present even while life is still unfolding, a way that honors the mind but listens to the heart, a way that says, I trust life more than I trust my fear. I trust divine timing more than I trust my impatience. I trust the quiet path more than I trust the loud panic. I trust that what is for me is moving toward me, and what is not for me is making room. The more you trust, the less you need to know. And the less you need to know, the more peace you can feel right now. Not later, not someday, not only when the answer comes. Right now, in this breath, in this body, in this quiet moment, you can choose a little more trust. You can loosen your grip. You can let life carry what feels too heavy. You can allow the unknown to be unknown without calling it bad. You can stop demanding that life explain the whole path and begin allowing life to guide you one loving step at a time. Place your hand on your heart and take a slow breath in. Let your breath move gently through your body. Let it remind you that you are here, you are safe, and you do not need to solve your whole life in this one moment. Breathe out softly and let go of the need to know what comes next. You do not have to hold every answer. You do not have to carry every question. You do not have to understand every turn in the road before you allow yourself to feel peace. Say softly within your heart, I trust the path of my life. I do not need to know everything right now. Let those words be simple. Let them be gentle. Do not force yourself to believe them all at once. Just allow them to enter. I trust the path of my life. I do not need to know everything right now. Say it slowly, as if you are speaking to the most tender part of yourself. Say it as if you are comforting the part of you that has been tired from trying so hard to understand. There is so much peace in this affirmation. It does not ask you to have perfect faith. It does not ask you to deny your feelings. It does not ask you to pretend that you never feel afraid. It simply gives your heart a softer place to rest. It tells your mind, you can pause now. It tells your body, you can relax now. It tells your spirit, you are not alone on this path. The path of your life is not empty. It is not without meaning. It is not without care. There is wisdom moving with you, even when the way feels quiet. I trust the path of my life. These words are a deep act of love. They mean, I stop fighting every part of my story. They mean, I stop calling every delay a mistake. They mean, I stop judging myself for not being somewhere else. They mean, I allow my life to unfold in a way that is right for me. Your path does not have to look like anyone else's path. Your timing does not have to match anyone else's timing. Your healing does not have to move at the speed someone else expects. Your life has its own rhythm, and that rhythm is sacred. You may not always understand the path while you are walking it. Some parts may feel clear, and some parts may feel hidden. Some days may feel bright, and some days may feel slow. Some steps may feel easy, and some steps may ask you to be very patient. But none of this means you are lost. A path can still be right even when it is not easy. A path can still be guided even when it is quiet. A path can still be blessed even when you cannot see where it is leading. Say again, I trust the path of my life. Let the words soften the part of you that keeps asking, am I doing enough? Am I too late? Did I miss my chance? Should I be somewhere else by now? My dear, you are not too late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are here, and here is part of the path too. This moment is not separate from your journey. This moment is not a mistake. This moment is where life is meeting you now. When you say, I do not need to know everything right now, you are giving yourself permission to breathe. You are no longer asking your mind to carry a weight it was never meant to carry. You are no longer forcing yourself to figure out the whole road before taking the next step. You are no longer making peace depend on complete certainty. You are choosing peace before the answer comes. You are choosing trust before the full picture is clear. You are choosing to rest in the care of life. This affirmation is not weak. It is strong in a quiet way. It takes courage to trust when the mind wants proof. It takes courage to soften when fear says tighten. It takes courage to breathe when old habits say worry. But this kind of courage does not shout. It is calm. It is steady. It says, even though I do not know everything, I choose not to scare myself. Even though I cannot see the whole future, I choose not to punish myself with fear. Even though I have questions, I choose to believe that life is still guiding me. Let your hands stay on your heart. Feel the warmth of your own touch. This is a simple reminder that you can be kind to yourself while you wait. You can be gentle with yourself while you heal. You can support yourself while life is still unfolding. You do not have to abandon yourself just because you do not have every answer. You do not have to become harsh with yourself just because something is not clear yet. You can say, I am with myself. I am safe with myself. I trust myself to move one step at a time. The path of your life is not asking you to know the whole plan. It is asking you to stay open. It is asking you to stay present. It is asking you to listen. It is asking you to trust the small inner voice that says, this step, this breath, this moment, this is enough for now. When you follow one loving step, another step will appear. When you honor one honest feeling, more clarity will come. When you choose one peaceful thought, more peace begins to grow. Sometimes the mind wants a big sign. It wants a clear message. It wants something loud enough to remove all doubt. But often, guidance is gentle. It may come as a quiet feeling in your chest. It may come as a sense of ease. It may come as a sudden pause. It may come as a soft no. It may come as a simple yes. It may come as a small idea that returns again and again. It may come as peace after confusion. When you are too busy demanding the whole answer, you may miss the small guidance that is already here. So breathe and say again, I trust the path of my life. I do not need to know everything right now. Let this be enough. Let this be your anchor. Let this be the place you return to when the mind begins to rush. You do not need to fight your thoughts. You do not need to be angry at your fear. You only need to come back gently. Come back to your breath. Come back to your heart. Come back to this simple truth. Life is guiding you one step at a time. There may be parts of your path that you would not have chosen. There may be delays you did not want. There may be endings you did not understand. There may be times when you asked, why did this happen? And maybe the full answer has not come yet. But even here, trust can begin. Trust does not always say, I understand. Sometimes trust simply says, I am willing to believe that this too can serve my healing. I am willing to believe that this too can lead me somewhere good. I am willing to believe that life can use even this. You do not need to know why every door closed. You do not need to know why every plan changed. You do not need to know why every prayer took longer than you hoped. Some answers come later. Some answers come through growth. Some answers come through peace. Some answers come when your heart is ready to receive them without pain. And some answers may no longer matter once you become free. There is a beautiful release in saying, I do not need to know everything right now. It does not mean you will never know. It means you stop forcing the answer before it's time. It means you allow wisdom to arrive naturally. It means you stop pulling on a flower that is still growing. It means you stop digging up the seed to check if it is alive. You let it grow. You give it light. You give it love. You give it time. Your life is also growing. Even in quiet seasons, something is growing. Even in waiting seasons, something is growing. Even in uncertain seasons, something is growing. You may not see it yet, but roots grow in darkness before the flower appears in light. The parts of your life that feel hidden may be where your deepest strength is forming. The parts that feel slow may be preparing you for something steady. The parts that feel unclear may be teaching you how to listen more deeply. Say softly, I trust what is growing in my life, even when I cannot see it. Let that be another small prayer in your heart. I trust what is growing in my life, even when I cannot see it. You do not have to see the roots to know the seed is alive. You do not have to see the whole plan to know life is moving. You do not have to see the answer today to believe the answer can still come. When you trust the path of your life, you stop trying to leave the present moment. You stop treating now as a problem to escape. You begin to ask, what is this moment teaching me? What is this moment asking me to release? What is this moment asking me to receive? How can I be kinder to myself right here? These questions are softer than fear. They do not pressure you. They open you. They help you work with life instead of against it. There is a part of you that already knows how to trust. It is the part that trusts the next breath will come. It is the part that sleeps at night without telling your heart to keep beating. It is the part that has made it through every day before this one. It is the part that has fallen and risen, cried and healed, lost and grown. This part of you is wise. This part of you remembers that life has carried you in seen and unseen ways. This part of you is still here. Let that wise part speak now. Let it say, I have been carried before. I am being carried now. I do not need to know everything. I only need to trust this step. Feel the comfort of that. You are not starting from nothing. You have already lived through many unknowns. You have already crossed many uncertain places. You have already received answers you once could not imagine. You have already seen life change in ways you did not plan. So maybe, just maybe, you can trust again. Trust is a practice. It is not something you say once and never need again. It is something you return to. You return when fear rises. You return when the mind races. You return when the path feels slow. You return when life does not move according to your plan. You return when you forget. And every time you return, you strengthen the peaceful place inside you. Say again, I trust the path of my life. Let it move through your body like warm light. Let it touch your chest, your stomach, your shoulders, your hands. Let every part of you hear it. I do not need to know everything right now. Let the pressure fall away. Let the need to prove fall away. Let the need to control fall away. You are allowed to be here without having all the answers. You are allowed to be peaceful before the outcome arrives. You are allowed to trust before the details are clear. Maybe there is one question you have been carrying for a long time. Hold it gently in your mind for a moment. Do not fight it. Do not push it away. Just see it. Feel how much space it has taken in your heart. Now breathe into that space and say, I release this question into the care of life. I will know what I need to know when I need to know it. Let the question become lighter. Let it no longer sit like a stone in your chest. Let it become something you place in loving hands. You do not need to abandon your dreams in order to trust. You do not need to give up your hopes. You do not need to stop caring. Trust simply changes the way you hold what you care about. Instead of gripping it with fear, you hold it with love. Instead of saying, it must happen exactly this way, you say, may it happen in the way that serves my highest good. Instead of saying, I cannot be okay until it arrives, You say, I am open to receive, and I am safe even now. This is a softer way to live. This is a kinder way to wait. This is a more peaceful way to dream. You still move forward. You still take action. You still listen and choose and grow. But you no longer walk with fear wrapped around your heart. You walk with trust. You walk with a little more space inside. You walk with the feeling that life is not against you. Life is guiding you. And if you forget, you can return. If fear speaks loudly, you can return. If doubt rises, you can return. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe in, breathe out. Say, I trust the path of my life. I do not need to know everything right now. These words can become a home inside you, a place you can come back to, a place where your spirit remembers that everything does not have to be clear for you to be held. Sometimes life only shows you the next step, not the whole road, not the final result, not every reason, just the next step. And even though the mind may want more, the next step is enough. The next breath is enough. The next kind thought is enough. The next honest choice is enough. The next small act of trust is enough. You do not need to see the whole path to keep walking. You only need enough light for where your feet are right now. The mind often becomes afraid because it wants the full picture. It wants to know where everything is going. It wants to know how long the journey will take. It wants to know what will happen after each choice. But life does not always work that way. Life often gives guidance in small pieces. One step, then another. One opening, then another. One answer, then another. This is not because life is hiding from you. This is because life knows what you can hold today. If you were shown every step at once, it might feel too big. You might become afraid before you even begin. You might judge the path too soon. You might try to skip the parts that are meant to teach you. You might rush past the lessons that are here to strengthen your heart. So life, in its kindness, gives you what is needed now. Not too much, not too little, just enough. There is peace in just enough. Enough light, enough strength, enough wisdom, enough support, enough grace for today. You may not have tomorrow's strength yet, because tomorrow has not arrived. You may not have next year's answer yet, because next year's question has not come. You may not have the full map yet, because you are still learning how to trust the step beneath you. But you do have this breath. You do have this moment. You do have this small place where life is speaking now. When you understand that the next step is enough, you stop demanding the whole future before you are willing to move. You begin to ask softer questions. Not, how will my whole life work out? But, what is the next loving step? Not, how will every problem be solved? But, what can I do with peace today? Not, when will I finally arrive? but how can I be present on the way? These questions bring you back from fear. They bring you back to your own power. Your power is not in controlling the future. Your power is in meeting this moment with love. Your power is in choosing one peaceful thought when fear begins to rise. Your power is in taking one step that feels true. Your power is in resting when your body asks for rest. Your power is in saying no when your heart feels heavy. Your power is in saying yes when your spirit feels open. Your power is in trusting that small steps still matter. Small steps may not look grand, but they are sacred. Drinking water can be a step. Taking a breath can be a step. Making one phone call can be a step. Cleaning one corner can be a step. Writing one honest sentence can be a step. Forgiving yourself for one old mistake can be a step. Choosing not to repeat one fearful thought can be a step. Letting yourself rest without guilt can be a step. These small steps are not small to the soul. They are how healing begins. They are how a new life is built. The mind may say, "This is not enough. I should be doing more. I should be moving faster. I should know more by now." But the heart says, "This is the step for today." The heart does not rush like fear does. The heart moves with wisdom. It knows that steady steps create lasting change. It knows that peace grows slowly. It knows that trust becomes stronger each time you practice it. It knows that you do not need to become a new person overnight. You are allowed to grow gently. There is no shame in moving slowly. There is no shame in needing rest. There is no shame in taking one step while others seem to take 10. Your journey is your own. Your pace is your own. Your lessons are your own. You do not need to compare your path to anyone else's path. Comparison pulls you away from trust. It makes you question the beauty of your own timing. But your timing is not wrong just because it is different. Your pace is not wrong just because it is quiet. Sometimes the next step is not action. Sometimes the next step is surrender. Sometimes the next step is patience. Sometimes the next step is listening. Sometimes the next step is waiting without fear. Sometimes the next step is allowing yourself to grieve. Sometimes the next step is letting joy return. Sometimes the next step is doing nothing for a moment so your nervous system can feel safe again. Not every step is seen from the outside. Some of the most important steps happen within. Maybe your next step is to stop speaking harshly to yourself. Maybe your next step is to trust that you are doing better than you think. Maybe your next step is to stop asking why and start asking what this moment needs. Maybe your next step is to release one old belief that says you must struggle to be worthy. Maybe your next step is to open your hands and say, "I am willing to receive good in a way I did not plan." The next step is enough because life meets you there. Life does not ask you to jump to the end. Life does not ask you to solve the whole mystery. Life does not ask you to become fearless before you move. Life only asks you to be willing. Willing to breathe, willing to listen, willing to soften, willing to take the step that is here. When you focus on the whole road, fear can become very loud. The road may look too long. The dream may look too far. The healing may look too slow. But when you bring your attention back to the next step, everything becomes softer. You do not need to climb the whole mountain in one thought. You only need to place your foot on the next safe stone. You do not need to cross the whole sea today. You only need to let the next wave carry you a little further. You do not need to understand the whole story. You only need to live this page with love. Say quietly, "The next step is enough for me." Let that sentence calm the mind. The next step is enough for me. Feel how it releases the pressure to know everything. Feel how it brings you back to now. You are not asked to be perfect. You are not asked to have every answer. You are not asked to be ahead of your own soul. You are asked to trust this step. There may be a dream in your heart that feels far away. You may wonder how it will happen. You may feel that there are too many things you do not know. But dreams often come closer through small steps. A peaceful thought, a clear choice, a new habit, a gentle yes, a brave no, a moment of faith, a moment of rest, a moment of receiving. Life uses these small moments to guide you forward. Do not judge the step because it seems simple. Simple does not mean weak. Simple can be powerful. A simple breath can stop a spiral of fear. A simple affirmation can change the direction of your thoughts. A simple pause can keep you from making a choice from panic. A simple act of kindness toward yourself can begin a new pattern. A simple step taken with trust can open the way for the next one. You may not see the results right away. That is okay. Seeds do not become flowers the moment they are planted. The sun does not rise all at once. Healing does not always announce itself loudly. Many changes begin quietly. Many blessings form beneath the surface. Many answers come slowly, then suddenly. Trust the quiet work. Trust the unseen growth. Trust that one step taken in love is never wasted. If your mind says, "But what if I choose the wrong step?" breathe gently. You are allowed to learn. You are allowed to adjust. You are allowed to change direction. Life is not so fragile that one imperfect step ruins everything. You are not being judged by a harsh universe. You are being guided by a loving one. Even if a step teaches you something unexpected, it can still serve you. Even if a door does not open, it can still guide you. Even if you need to pause and begin again, you are still on the path. Trusting the next step means trusting yourself too. It means trusting that you can listen. It means trusting that you can feel when something is heavy or light. It means trusting that you can notice when peace is present. It means trusting that you can learn from what happens. It means trusting that you do not need to have perfect knowledge to be lovingly guided. Place your hand on your heart again and say, I trust myself to take the next step. I trust life to show me the way. Let these words build a bridge between you and the unknown. The unknown does not need to be filled with fear. It can be filled with trust. It can be filled with quiet. It can be filled with the belief that what you need will come when you need it. Sometimes the next step is shown through peace. Sometimes it is shown through discomfort. Sometimes it is shown through a door that will not open no matter how hard you push. Sometimes it is shown through a door that opens with ease. Sometimes it is shown through your body becoming tense. Sometimes it is shown through your breath becoming free. Learn to listen to these soft messages. Your life is speaking to you in many small ways. When something is not clear, do not force the answer. Create quiet space. Take a breath. Ask within, what is the next loving step? Then listen. Do not demand. Do not rush. Do not argue with what comes. If nothing comes, let rest be the step. If a small idea comes, honor it. If peace comes, trust it. If you feel called to wait, wait with kindness. Guidance does not always come because you push. Often it comes when you become still enough to receive. There is deep wisdom in waiting for the next step instead of forcing 10 steps ahead. When you force, you may act from fear. When you listen, you act from alignment. Fear says, do something now or everything will fall apart. Alignment says, move when the heart is clear. Fear says, you are running out of time. Alignment says, what is meant for you knows how to meet you. Fear says, you must control this. Alignment says, you can participate with life, not fight against it. You are allowed to move from alignment. You are allowed to wait until your heart feels clear. You are allowed to stop chasing. You are allowed to choose peace before pressure. This does not mean you become passive. It means your action becomes cleaner, softer, wiser. It means you stop acting only to quiet fear. You begin acting because something inside you feels true. The next step may be very small today. Let it be small. Let it be enough. A peaceful life is not always built through big moments. Often it is built through the quiet choice to return to trust again and again. It is built when you wake up and choose one kind thought. It is built when you stop yourself from speaking fear over your future. It is built when you rest instead of forcing. It is built when you say, I do not know everything, but I can still be gentle with myself. There is so much healing in gentleness. Many people try to force themselves into change. They push, blame, rush, and criticize themselves. But fear does not create deep peace. Pressure does not create true healing. Love does. Gentleness does. Trust does. When you are gentle with yourself, your heart begins to open. When your heart opens, guidance becomes easier to feel. When guidance becomes easier to feel, the next step becomes clearer. So let yourself be guided gently. You do not need to drag yourself forward. You do not need to shame yourself into growth. You do not need to punish yourself for being uncertain. You can speak to yourself with love. You can say, I am learning, I am growing, I am doing the best I can with what I know today. More will be shown, more will be revealed. I trust the next step. The next step is enough, because life is not asking you to live tomorrow today. Tomorrow will have its own grace. Tomorrow will have its own light. Tomorrow will have its own answers. Today has today's grace. Today has today's light. Today has today's next step. Receive what belongs to this day. Do not carry what belongs to another day. When you carry tomorrow too early, it feels heavy because it is not time yet. When you try to solve next month in this breath, your body becomes tired. When you try to know next year before you have lived today, your mind becomes full of fear. Bring yourself back. This day is enough. This breath is enough. This step is enough. Say softly, I give tomorrow back to life. I receive the guidance for today. Let those words bring relief. I give tomorrow back to life. I receive the guidance for today. You are not abandoning tomorrow. You are trusting that tomorrow will meet you when it comes. You are not ignoring your dreams. You are letting them grow in peace. You are not giving up control because you are weak. You are releasing control because your soul is ready for rest. There is a deep peace that comes when you stop asking for the whole staircase and trust the step in front of you. Each step appears as you move. Each answer comes as you grow. Each season teaches what the next season needs. You do not need to be ready for the whole journey today. You only need to be available to the step life is showing you now. And maybe the step right now is simply to trust a little more. Maybe the step right now is to soften your heart. Maybe the step right now is to stop asking life to prove itself and begin remembering how many times it has already carried you. Maybe the step right now is to say, I am safe in the unknown. I am guided in the unknown. I do not need to know everything. The next step is enough. Imagine walking on a quiet path at night, holding a small lantern in your hand. The night around you is wide and still. You cannot see the whole road. You cannot see what waits far ahead. You cannot see every turn, every hill, or every opening. but the lantern gives you enough light for the next few steps. Not the whole journey, not the final place, just enough light to keep going. This is how trust works. Trust does not always show you the whole road. Trust gives you enough light for now. It says, take this step, then the next one will appear. At first, the mind may not like this. The mind may say, I want to see everything. I want to know where this road leads. I want to know if it will be safe. I want to know how long it will take. But the lantern does not answer all those questions at once. It simply shines on the ground in front of you, and that light is enough. If you stand still and demand to see the whole path, the lantern will not become the sun. It will keep showing you the next step. But when you begin to walk, more of the path appears. With each step, the light moves forward. With each step, what was hidden becomes visible. With each step, you learn that you did not need the whole road at once. You only needed enough light to continue. Life often works in this same gentle way. You may want a full plan, but life gives a feeling. You may want a clear answer, but life gives a small opening. You may want certainty, but life gives peace. You may want a guarantee, but life gives a next step. And if you trust that step, more is shown, not before you move, but as you move. Not always before you are ready, but when the time is right. The lantern is your inner trust. It may not feel large at first. It may feel small, like a tiny light in your chest. But even a small light can guide you in the dark. Even a small amount of trust can calm a fearful mind. Even one peaceful thought can begin to change the energy of your day. Do not judge your trust because it feels small. A small lantern can still show the way. There may be times when the path feels too dark. There may be times when you wish you could see far ahead. There may be times when the mind says, this is not enough light. But look down. Look at what is being shown right now. Maybe the next step is to rest. Maybe the next step is to forgive yourself. Maybe the next step is to make a choice you have been avoiding. Maybe the next step is to wait with peace. Maybe the next step is to stop asking so many questions and simply breathe. The light you have today is enough for today. You do not need tomorrow's light yet. Tomorrow's light will come tomorrow. You do not need the light for next year. That light belongs to a place you have not reached. The light in your hand is for this moment, this step, this breath. Trust it. Honor it. Let it guide you. Sometimes people become afraid because they think not seeing the whole path means they are unsafe. But not seeing the whole path does not mean there is no path. It only means the path is being revealed step by step. The road may still be there, even when it is hidden by the dark. The blessing may still be forming, even when you cannot see it. The answer may still be coming, even when the mind feels quiet. The guidance may still be present, even when it does not shout. The lantern teaches patience. It teaches you to walk with what is given. It teaches you not to curse the darkness, but to honor the light you have. It teaches you that trust is not about seeing everything. Trust is about walking with the light that is here. It teaches you to stop waiting for perfect clarity before you live your life. It teaches you to take one peaceful step and then another. In your own life, the lantern may be an affirmation. It may be a prayer. It may be a calm breath. It may be a feeling of peace in your heart. It may be the quiet knowing that you are not meant to move in a certain direction. It may be the gentle pull towards something new. It may be the strength to let go. It may be the courage to begin again. These are all forms of light. Do not ignore the small light because you wanted something bigger. Do not ignore the simple answer because you wanted something dramatic. Do not ignore the calm feeling because fear wants proof. Life often guides in humble ways. A soft feeling can be guidance. A peaceful pause can be guidance. A closed door can be guidance. A delay can be guidance. A quiet yes can be guidance. A quiet no can be guidance. When you walk with the lantern of trust, you learn to listen more deeply. You stop asking only, "What do I know?" and begin asking, "What do I feel in peace?" You stop asking, "Can I control this?" and begin asking, "Can I trust this step?" You stop asking, "Will I be safe forever?" and begin asking, "Am I supported in this moment?" These questions bring you back to the light in your hand. There is no need to run. A lantern is not for running in fear. It is for walking with care. It asks you to slow down, to notice, to stay present. In the same way, trust often asks you to stop rushing. Fear rushes. Fear pushes. Fear says, "Hurry or you will miss it." But trust walks. Trust breathes. Trust says, "What belongs to me cannot miss me. What is right for me will meet me. What is not for me can pass in peace." The lantern also reminds you that the path is not meant to be forced open. You do not need to tear the night apart to find the road. You only need to keep holding the light. You only need to keep returning to trust. You only need to keep taking the step that is shown. This is enough. This is how life unfolds. Sometimes the path may turn in a way you did not expect. The mind may say, "This cannot be right. I thought I was going straight." But the lantern simply lights the turn. It does not argue. It does not panic. It shows you what is in front of you. Life may also turn in ways you did not expect. A plan may change. A desire may shift. A door may close. A new road may appear. The question is not always, "Why did the path turn?" Sometimes the question is, "Can I trust the light at this turn too?" You are allowed to trust even when the path changes. You are allowed to trust even when you do not understand the change. You are allowed to trust even when the mind says, "This was not part of my plan." Life may have a wider plan. Life may be guiding you around something you cannot see. Life may be bringing you toward something better. Life may be teaching you to release the idea that your peace depends on the road staying straight. A winding path is still a path. A quiet path is still a path. A slow path is still a path. A path with pauses is still a path. Do not call your life wrong because it has turns. Do not call your journey broken because it has delays. Do not call yourself lost because you are being guided in a way you did not expect. Keep holding the lantern. Keep trusting the step. There may be moments when the lantern feels dim. This can happen when fear becomes loud, when the body is tired, when the heart feels heavy. In those moments, do not shame yourself. Do not say, "I have no trust." Simply protect the little light. Rest. Breathe. Speak kindly to yourself. Say, "Even now, a little light remains. Even now, I can take one gentle step. Even now, life is with me." Your trust does not have to be perfect to guide you. A dim lantern is still light. A small prayer is still prayer. A shaky affirmation is still an opening. A tired heart can still receive love. A fearful mind can still learn peace. You are not expected to shine brightly every moment. You are only invited to keep returning to the light. Imagine now that every time you say, "I trust the path of my life," your lantern glows a little brighter. Every time you breathe instead of panic, it glows a little brighter. Every time you choose a kind thought, it glows a little brighter. Every time you stop demanding the whole answer and accept the next step, it glows a little brighter. Trust grows through use. Peace grows through practice. Light grows when you honor it. The path ahead may still be unknown, but you are not without light. The answer may not be complete, but you are not without guidance. The future may not be clear, but you are not without support. This is important. You are not walking empty-handed. You are carrying trust. You are carrying breath. You are carrying inner wisdom. You are carrying the love of life within you. When the mind asks, "But what if I cannot see far enough?" answer gently, "I can see enough for this step." When the mind asks, "But what if I need to know more?" answer gently, "More will be shown when it is time." When the mind asks, "But what if I am not ready?" answer gently, "Life is preparing me as I walk." These answers are soft, but they are powerful. They bring the mind back into the present moment. They remind fear that it is not in charge. You can live this way, step by step, breath by breath, day by day, not with a closed heart, not with a tense body, not with a mind full of fear. but with a little lantern of trust held gently within you. You can say, I do not need to see the whole path. I only need the light for today, and life will meet you there. The lantern does not remove the night. It helps you walk through it. Trust does not remove every unknown. It helps you move through the unknown with peace. This is a deep gift, because life will always have unknowns. There will always be things you cannot see yet. There will always be answers that need time. There will always be changes you did not plan. If peace depended on knowing everything, peace would always be far away. But when peace depends on trust, peace can be here now. Let the image of the lantern stay with you. When you feel worried, see the small, warm light in your hand. When you feel lost, look at the next step in front of you. When you feel pressure to know everything, remember that the lantern was never meant to show the whole road. It was meant to show enough. Enough for now. Enough for this breath. Enough for this choice. Enough for this day. Say softly, life gives me enough light for today. Let your body receive that. Life gives me enough light for today. You do not need to beg for tomorrow's light. You do not need to force next month's answer. You do not need to understand the whole map. Today's light is here. Today's step is here. Today's peace is here. And as you walk with this light, you may begin to notice that the dark is not as frightening as it once seemed. You may begin to feel that the unknown is not empty. You may begin to sense that life is moving with you. You may begin to trust the quiet spaces. You may begin to feel safe even before the full answer arrives. This is the gift of trust. It changes how you walk, even before the road changes. The more you trust, the less you need to know. The more you hold the lantern, the less you demand the whole sunrise before it's time. The more you honor the next step, the less you fear the distance ahead. The more you return to the small light within, the more you understand that you were never walking alone. Sometimes not knowing is not a problem. Sometimes not key. Knowing is protection. Let that thought rest gently in your heart. There are moments when life does not show you everything because your peace is being protected. There are moments when the full answer would feel too heavy to carry too soon. There are moments when seeing the whole picture before your heart is ready would create more fear, not more peace. So life, in its kindness, gives you only what you need now. The mind may not understand this at first. The mind may say, but I want to know. I need to know. If I knew, I would feel safe. But would you really feel safe if every detail of the future was placed in front of you today? Would your heart feel calm if you saw every lesson, every turn, every delay, every change, and every unknown all at once? Maybe not. Maybe some things are hidden because you are being guided gently. Maybe some things are not revealed because life knows you are meant to grow into them, not carry them before their time. There is love in what is not yet shown. There is care in what is still hidden. There is wisdom in the pause. When a seed is placed in the soil, it does not see the sun right away. It is covered in darkness. It is surrounded by earth. But that darkness is not punishment. It is protection. The seed is being held while it opens. It is being covered while it grows roots. It is being protected until it is strong enough to rise. You are like that seed in many ways. There may be parts of your life that feel hidden right now. You may wonder why things are not moving faster. You may wonder why the answer has not come. You may wonder why the door is not opening. But maybe roots are growing. Maybe your inner strength is forming. Maybe your heart is being prepared. Maybe life is protecting something tender in you until it is ready to rise in the light. Not knowing does not mean nothing is happening. So much can happen beneath the surface. Healing often happens quietly. Change often begins before you can see it. A new path may be forming before there is any sign of it. A blessing may be coming together in ways your mind cannot follow. A person, an opportunity, an answer, or a peaceful change may be moving toward you, even while everything looks still. The mind sees stillness and calls it delay. The soul may see stillness and call it preparation. The mind sees silence and calls it rejection. The soul may see silence and call it protection. The mind sees a closed door and calls it failure. The soul may see a closed door and call it redirection. This is why trust matters. Trust gives you the strength to say, I may not understand this yet, but I will not call it bad too soon. Many times, life protects you through what it does not give you. A delay can protect you from rushing into something too small. A closed door can protect you from a path that would have drained you. A pause can protect you from making a choice from fear. A quiet season can protect your heart while it heals. A missing answer can protect you from worrying about something that has not arrived yet. Life's protection does not always feel comfortable at first. Sometimes protection feels like waiting. Sometimes it feels like no. Sometimes it feels like silence. But later, when your heart is clearer, you may understand. Think of all the times something did not work out, and later you felt thankful. At the time, it may have hurt. At the time, you may have asked why. At the time, it may have felt unfair. But later, you saw a bigger picture. Later, you realized that life was moving you away from something that was not right for you. Later, you understood that the delay gave you time. Later, you saw that what left made room for something more peaceful. This is how life teaches you that not knowing is not always loss. Sometimes not knowing is grace. You do not need to know why every door is closed. You do not need to know why every plan has changed. You do not need to know why some things take longer than you hoped. You do not need to know why some answers are quiet. Your peace does not have to wait for every reason. You can say, I trust that what I need to know will be shown to me at the right time. I trust that what is hidden is not always against me. I trust that life is protecting me in ways I cannot yet see. There is deep comfort in this. You do not have to fight the unknown. You do not have to be afraid of every empty space. You do not have to fill silence with fear. You do not have to make up painful stories just because you do not yet have the answer. You can leave space. You can allow life to be quiet. You can allow things to unfold without forcing meaning too soon. The mind wants to name everything right away. It wants to say, this is good, or this is bad. It wants to decide quickly because deciding feels like control. But trust gives you another choice. Trust says, I will wait before I judge this moment. I will let life show me more. I will not use fear to explain what I do not yet understand. This is a gentle and powerful way to live. When you do not know, you can still be kind to yourself. When you do not know, you can still rest. When you do not know, you can still take care of your body. When you do not know, you can still speak loving words. When you do not know, you can still choose peace in this moment. You do not need the full answer to be gentle with yourself today. Sometimes not knowing protects your present moment. If you knew every challenge ahead, you might stop enjoying today. If you knew every change before it came, you might live in fear instead of peace. If you knew exactly how every dream would unfold, you might try to control each part of it. Life often keeps the future covered so you can live today. This moment is not less important because you do not know tomorrow. This moment is holy because it is here now. You are not meant to live your whole future in your mind. You are meant to live this breath, this day, this step. When you try to live too far ahead, your body becomes tired. Your spirit becomes tense. You lose the sweetness of now. But when you trust that life will reveal tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, you return to the gift of today. You notice the breath. You notice the light. You notice the small kindness. You notice the peace that is possible right now. Not knowing can also protect your dreams. Some dreams need quiet space. Some dreams need time to grow without fear touching them every day. If every detail was shown too soon, your mind might pull it apart with doubt. You might ask, how will that happen? What if it fails? What if I am not ready? But life may be growing the dream quietly. It may be building the right timing, the right support, the right strength inside you. You do not need to dig up the dream every day to see if it is growing. You can water it with trust. Say softly, I trust what is growing in the unseen. Let those words be simple. I trust what is growing in the unseen. You do not have to see the roots to trust the seed. You do not have to see the whole plan to trust the process. You do not have to see the blessing today to believe that good is still possible. The unseen is not empty. The unseen can be full of movement. The unseen can be full of healing. The unseen can be full of grace. The unseen can be where life is arranging things in a way your mind could not plan. Just because you cannot see it does not mean it is not real. Just because you cannot explain it does not mean it is not working. Just because you cannot control it does not mean you are not supported. There is a quiet sentence you can carry with you. Life is protecting me, even when I do not understand. Say it when something takes longer than you wanted. Say it when a door closes. Say it when the answer has not come. Say it when fear tries to tell you that nothing is happening. Life is protecting me, even when I do not understand. These words do not close your heart. They open it. They help you stop fighting the moment. They help you breathe. Protection does not always feel like comfort in the beginning. Sometimes protection feels like being stopped. Sometimes it feels like being slowed down. Sometimes it feels like being asked to wait. Sometimes it feels like losing something you thought you needed. But over time, your heart may begin to see that life was not trying to take from you. Life was trying to guide you toward what was safer, wiser, softer, and more aligned with your spirit. You may have been saved from things you once begged for. You may have been protected from paths you once wanted. You may have been guided away from places that looked right but were not right for your soul. And even if you do not understand yet, you can trust that life has a wider view. Life sees what the mind cannot see. Life knows what the heart is still learning. Life knows what is truly meant for you. So let yourself stop pushing against every unknown. Let yourself stop asking, "Why can't I see everything?" Instead, ask gently, "What is life protecting in me right now? What is being prepared? What is being healed? What is being softened? What is being made ready?" These questions do not create pressure. They create openness. They invite peace. You are allowed to trust the hidden parts of your life. You are allowed to trust the slow parts. You are allowed to trust the quiet parts. You are allowed to trust the parts that do not make sense yet. You are allowed to believe that life is still good even before the answer arrives. You are allowed to believe that you are still guided, even when the path is not clear. Take a deep breath and let this truth settle in. Not knowing can be a blessing. Not knowing can be protection. Not knowing can be peace. Not knowing can be the space where life is loving you quietly. You do not need to know everything right now. You only need to trust that when it is time to know, you will know. When it is time to move, you will feel the step. When it is time to receive, your heart will be ready. Close your eyes if it feels right, or simply let your gaze become soft. Take a slow breath in. Let the breath enter your body like a gentle wave. Breathe out and feel the weight of the day begin to loosen. You are not trying to force anything now. You are not trying to fix anything now. You are only allowing yourself to be present. You are giving your heart a quiet place to rest. Imagine that you are standing beside a peaceful river. The water is clear and soft. It moves slowly with a calm sound that makes your whole body feel safe. The air is warm. The sky above you is open. There is a gentle light all around you. This is a place where you do not have to explain yourself. You do not have to prove anything. You do not have to know everything. You are simply allowed to be. You stand at the edge of the river and feel the earth beneath your feet. It is steady. It is holding you. You take another breath and you notice that your hands are holding small pieces of paper. Each paper has a question written on it. These are the questions you have been carrying in your heart. Some are old, some are new, some are heavy, some are quiet, but they have still been taking space inside you. One paper says, "When will it happen?" Another says, "How will it work out?" Another says, "What if I am not ready?" Another says, "What if I make the wrong choice?" Another says, "Why did this happen?" Another says, "What comes next?" These questions are not wrong. They are part of being human. They show that you care. They show that your heart wants safety. But now, in this peaceful place, you do not have to hold them so tightly. Look at the papers in your hands. Notice how long you have carried some of them. Notice how your fingers may have been gripping them. Notice how your heart has tried so hard to find answers. There is no need to judge yourself. You were only trying to feel safe. You were only trying to understand. You were only trying to protect your heart. But now, life is inviting you into a softer way. The river before you is not here to take anything good from you. It is here to carry what has become too heavy. It is here to hold what your mind cannot solve today. It is here to remind you that life knows how to move. The river does not force. It does not rush. It does not stop and worry. It simply flows. It knows where to go without asking every stone in the riverbed for permission. It trusts its own movement. Take the first paper in your hand. Maybe it is the "When will it happen?" Hold it gently. Feel the question. Feel the tiredness that may come from asking it again and again. Now breathe in, and as you breathe out, place that paper on the surface of the river. Watch as the water receives it. The paper begins to float away. You do not need to chase it. You do not need to grab it back. Let the river carry it. Let life hold the timing. Say softly, "I release the need to know when. I trust divine timing." Let those words move through your body. I release the need to know when. I trust divine timing. Feel the space that opens when you are not forcing the answer. Feel how your hands become lighter. Feel how your breath becomes easier. Now take another paper. Maybe it says, how will it work out? This question can feel very heavy. The mind wants to know the method, the plan, the way. It wants every step explained, but life may have a way that your mind has not imagined. Life may have support you cannot see yet. Life may have a door that has not opened yet. Life may have a path that is still forming. Place this paper onto the river. Watch it float gently away. Say, I release the need to know how. I trust that life knows the way. Breathe that in. Let it comfort you. You do not need to plan every miracle. You do not need to control every blessing. You do not need to understand every movement of grace. You can do your part with love and let life do its part with wisdom. Now take the next paper. Maybe it says, what if I am not ready? Hold this one with kindness. This question often comes from fear. It comes from the part of you that doubts your own strength. It comes from the part of you that thinks you must be perfect before you receive good. But you do not need to be perfect. You are growing. You are learning. You are being prepared step by step. Place this paper on the river. Watch the water carry it away. Say softly, I release the fear that I am not ready. Life is preparing me now. Let that truth enter your heart. Life does not bring what is truly yours before you can grow into it. And when it does arrive, you will receive the strength, wisdom, and support you need. You are not alone in your becoming. Now take another paper. Maybe it says, what if I make the wrong choice? Hold it gently. This question can make the body tense. It can make you afraid to move. It can make you stand still, waiting for perfect certainty. But life is not asking you to be perfect. Life is asking you to listen, learn, and take the next loving step. Even if you need to change direction, you can be guided. Even if you learn through experience, nothing is wasted. Place the paper onto the river. Say, I release the fear of choosing wrong. I trust myself to learn and be guided. Watch it float away. Let your heart soften. You are allowed to be human. You are allowed to grow through your choices. You are allowed to receive guidance as you go. Now look at the papers still in your hands. Maybe there are many. Maybe some do not have clear words. Maybe they are simply feelings. Fear, waiting, doubt, control, worry, tiredness. You do not have to read everyone. You do not have to solve everyone. You can release them together. You can trust the river with what your mind cannot carry. Take a deep breath. Slowly place all the remaining papers onto the water. Watch them spread across the surface. Watch the river receive them without judgment. The river does not say, you should have let go sooner. It does not say, why did you carry these so long? It simply receives. It simply carries. It simply flows. As the papers move away, Imagine them becoming lighter. Imagine the words fading. Imagine the fear dissolving into the water. Imagine the river carrying every question into a greater wisdom. You do not need to know where they go. You only need to know they are no longer held tightly in your hands. Now look at your hands. They are open. They are empty. They are soft. Notice how it feels to not grip. Notice how it feels to let the hands rest. Open hands can receive. Open hands can bless. Open hands can hold peace. Open hands can welcome what life is ready to give. Bring your open hands to your heart. Feel the warmth there. Feel the space. Feel the quiet. Say softly, I do not need to hold every question. I am safe to release them. I am safe to trust. Let these words sink in. You are not giving up your life. You are giving up the burden of trying to control it all. You are not losing your dreams. You are releasing fear from around them. Now imagine the river becoming brighter. A soft light moves across the water. The light reflects back to you, and you feel it touching your body. It touches your feet, reminding you that the next step will come. It touches your hands, reminding you that you are safe to receive. It touches your heart, reminding you that you are loved. It touches your mind, reminding you that not every question needs an answer today. The river continues to flow. It does not stop because it does not know every turn. It does not fight the stones. It moves around them. It does not fear the bend ahead. It trusts its own path. Let this river teach you. You can flow too. You can move gently. You can trust the turns. You can allow life to carry you without needing to see the whole way. Maybe there is one question that still feels hard to release. If so, hold it with tenderness. Do not force it away. Simply say, I am willing to release this when I am ready. Willingness is enough. A small opening is enough. You do not have to let go perfectly. You do not have to trust perfectly. You only have to begin. Take another breath. Feel the air move in and out of your body. This breath came without you planning it. Your heart beats without you controlling it. The earth holds you without you asking. Life has been supporting you in quiet ways all along. Let this remind you that not everything needs your control in order to work. Now say within yourself, I trust life to show me what I need to know when I need to know it. Repeat it slowly. I trust life to show me what I need to know when I need to know it. Let the words become soft and steady. You do not need every answer today. You do not need a whole map today. You only need this peace, this breath, this trust. The river is still flowing. The questions have moved farther away. The space inside you feels more open now. Perhaps your chest feels lighter. Perhaps your mind feels quieter. Perhaps your body feels more at ease. Even if the change is small, honor it. A small release is still release. A small peace is still peace. A small trust is still trust. Stay beside the river for a moment longer. Feel the quiet support around you. Feel how life does not rush you. Feel how the river does not demand anything from you. It simply invites you to let go of what is too heavy. It invites you to remember that flow is natural. It invites you to stop gripping the unknown and start trusting the movement of life. When you are ready, imagine yourself stepping back from the river with open hands and a softer heart. You may not have all the answers, but you have more peace. You may not know the whole path, but you have released the need to force it. You may still have dreams, but now you can hold them with trust instead of fear. You may still have questions, but they no longer need to rule your heart. Carry this image with you. Whenever the mind becomes loud, return to the river. Whenever questions feel heavy, place them on the water. Whenever you feel the need to know everything, breathe and remember your open hands. Life can carry what you cannot solve today. Life can hold what feels too heavy. Life can guide what you cannot yet understand. When your mind is loud, it is hard to hear guidance. When fear is speaking over everything, even the soft answer inside you can feel far away. But when the heart becomes quiet, answers can come gently. They may not come as a big sign. They may not come all at once. They may come as a peaceful feeling, a simple idea, a clear next step, or a deep knowing that rises when you stop forcing. Calm has a special kind of power. It opens the space where wisdom can be heard. It softens the body so guidance can move through you. It clears the mind so truth can rise. Calm does not mean you do not care. Calm does not mean you are doing nothing. Calm means you are no longer letting fear lead. Calm means your energy is saying, I trust, I am open, I am willing to receive what is right. When you are tense, you may ask for answers, but your whole body is gripping. You may pray for guidance, but your mind is already trying to control the answer. You may say you want peace, but your thoughts keep repeating fear. This is not wrong. It is human, but it is also tiring. The more tense you become, the harder it is to feel what life is trying to show you. The answer may be near, but fear makes everything feel far away. Calm brings you back. Calm is like opening a window in a closed room. Fresh air enters, light enters, space enters. Suddenly, what felt heavy begins to feel softer. You may see something in a new way. You may realize that you do not need to rush. You may feel that one choice is more peaceful than another. You may notice that your body already knew what your mind was trying to figure out. Your body often knows when something feels right or wrong. Your breath may become easier when something is aligned. Your chest may soften. Your shoulders may drop. Your heart may feel open. And when something is not aligned, your body may become tight. Your stomach may feel heavy. Your breath may feel short. Your energy may feel drained. These are not always final answers, but they are messages. Calm helps you hear them. When you are calm, you are not forcing life to speak in the way your fear wants. You are allowing life to speak in its own way. Sometimes guidance comes through a quiet thought. Sometimes through a feeling of peace. Sometimes through a sudden idea. Sometimes through a person's simple words. Sometimes through a door opening with ease. Sometimes through a door closing again and again. Calm helps you notice these signs without panic. The more you trust, the calmer you become. The calmer you become, the clearer you feel. The clearer you feel, the less you need to force the answer. This is the gentle cycle of trust. Trust creates calm. Calm creates clarity. Clarity creates peaceful action. Peaceful action creates more trust. But fear creates another cycle. Fear creates pressure. Pressure creates confusion. Confusion creates more fear. Then the mind says, I need to know now, and the body becomes even tighter. This is why it is so important to pause. A pause can break the cycle. One breath can begin to change the energy. One kind sentence can soften the mind. One moment of stillness can open the heart. When you feel confused, do not always ask for more thinking. Sometimes ask for more calm. You can say, I do not need to solve this from fear. I choose to become calm first. This is a powerful choice. It means you are no longer trying to find peace through panic. You are no longer trying to hear truth while fear is shouting. You are creating a peaceful place inside where the answer can land. Place your hand on your heart and say, I become calm and clarity comes to me. Repeat it slowly. I become calm and clarity comes to me. Let the words be easy. Let them be soft. Let them remind your body that it does not need to stay in fear. Clarity does not always come from pushing harder. Many times, clarity comes from relaxing deeper. Think of muddy water in a glass. If you keep shaking it, the water stays cloudy. But when you place the glass down and let it rest, the mud slowly settles. The water becomes clear again. Your mind is like that. When you keep shaking it with worry, everything becomes cloudy. But when you pause, breathe, and become still, the thoughts begin to settle. Then you can see more clearly. You do not need to shame yourself for feeling cloudy. You only need to stop shaking the glass. You only need to give yourself permission to rest. You only need to say, I will not make a decision from panic if I can choose peace first. I will not force an answer from fear if calm is available to me. I will let the water settle. Calm is not lazy. Calm is wise. Calm helps you act with a clear heart. Calm helps you speak with kindness. Calm helps you make choices that do not come from fear. Calm helps you wait without breaking yourself. Calm helps you receive without pushing the blessing away. Calm helps you trust the unknown without filling it with painful stories. When you carry calm energy, life feels different. You may still have challenges, but you meet them with more space. You may still have questions, but they do not swallow you. You may still have dreams, but you do not chase them with desperation. You may still need to make choices, but you listen more deeply. Calm changes the way you walk through life. It changes the way you hear your own heart. Your energy is always speaking. Before you say a word, your energy speaks. When your energy is full of fear, you may feel closed, rushed, and heavy. When your energy is full of trust, you may feel open, steady, and peaceful. This does not mean you must be calm every second. It means you can return to calm again and again. Every return matters. Every breath matters. Every moment of trust matters. You may ask, how do I become calm when life feels uncertain? Begin with the body. The body is a doorway to peace. Take a slow breath. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your hands. Let your jaw soften. Feel your feet. Come back to this moment. Then speak gently to yourself. Say, I am safe right now. I do not need every answer right now. I trust that clarity will come. Do this again and again, not as a rule, not as pressure, as love. You are teaching your body that the unknown does not always mean danger. You are teaching your mind that not every question needs panic. You are teaching your heart that it can stay open even while life is still unfolding. Answers come more easily to an open heart. Not because life loves you more when you are calm, but because calm helps you receive what was already being offered. The guidance may have been near, but fear made it hard to feel. The blessing may have been forming, but control made it hard to trust. The next step may have been simple, but worry made it look far away. Calm brings things closer. Calm brings you closer to yourself. Calm brings you closer to the quiet wisdom that has been inside you all along. Calm brings you closer to the truth that you are supported. You are not meant to live in constant fear. You are not meant to carry every possible outcome. You are not meant to turn every unknown into a battle. Say softly, I allow peace to guide me. Let that sentence become a gentle light in your mind. I allow peace to guide me, not fear, not panic, not pressure. Peace. If a thought brings only terror, pause before you believe it. If a choice feels forced by fear, pause before you make it. If your body is asking for rest, listen. Peace can guide you in simple ways. Sometimes the answer you need is not more information. Sometimes the answer is rest. Sometimes the answer is patience. Sometimes the answer is forgiveness. Sometimes the answer is letting go of the question for a while. Sometimes the answer is not yet. Sometimes the answer is wait. Sometimes the answer is you are safe right now. These answers may not satisfy the mind that wants full control, but they can deeply comfort the heart. Trust that clear answers do not always come through struggle. They can come through ease. They can come through stillness. They can come through a walk, a breath, a quiet morning, a moment of prayer, or a sudden feeling that everything is going to be okay. Do not dismiss gentle answers just because they are not loud. Life often speaks softly because your soul understands softness. When you live from calm, you also stop chasing signs with fear. You no longer need the outside world to prove every moment that you are safe. You begin to feel safety inside. Then signs become sweet, not desperate. Guidance becomes natural, not forced. You begin to trust that life will show you what you need in a way you can understand. You do not need to shout your questions at life. You can whisper them and then listen. You do not need to demand answers from the universe. You can open your heart and allow wisdom to rise. You do not need to push every door. You can touch the door gently and see if it opens. If it does not, you can trust. If it does, you can trust. Either way, you are guided. Calm does not mean everything outside you changes right away. Sometimes the situation remains the same, but you change inside it. You breathe differently. You think differently. You respond differently. You no longer give all your power to the unknown. You remember that your peace is not only in the answer, your peace is in your trust. This is where freedom begins, when you no longer need the world to be perfectly clear before you can feel calm. When you no longer need every person to behave a certain way before you can feel steady. When you no longer need every outcome to be known before you can rest. You begin to carry peace within you, and that peace becomes your guide. Say again, I become calm, and clarity comes to me. Feel the truth in your body. I become calm, and clarity comes to me. You are not chasing clarity. You are allowing it. You are not forcing answers. You are making space for them. You are not fighting the unknown. You are becoming peaceful within it. The more peaceful you become, the more you can notice what supports your life. The more you can hear your inner yes. The more you can trust your inner no. The more you can tell the difference between fear and wisdom. Fear feels rushed, tight, and loud. Wisdom feels steady, clear, and kind. Fear demands, Wisdom invites. Fear says, now or never. Wisdom says, breathe and listen. Let wisdom lead. Let calm guide. Let trust become the place you return to. You do not need to know everything because you can be guided step by step. You do not need to force answers because answers can come in peace. You do not need to live in fear because life is not asking you to carry the whole future today. There is a peaceful energy inside you that knows how to receive. It is not far away. It is under the worry. It is under the pressure. It is under the old fear that says you must control everything. Breathe gently and you will feel it. A quiet space, a soft warmth, a small light. This is the place where trust begins. This is the place where clear answers can come. Let yourself rest now. You do not need to know everything. You do not need to fix everything. You do not need to rush the future. You do not need to hold the whole path in your mind. Life is guiding you. Life is supporting you. Life is moving in ways you cannot always see. And even when you do not understand the way, you can still be held by peace. Take a slow breath in. Let it fill your chest gently. Breathe out and let your body soften. This breath is enough for this moment. This moment is enough for this breath. You are not being asked to carry tomorrow right now. You are not being asked to solve what time has not yet revealed. You are only being invited to trust. Place your hand on your heart and whisper, I trust life. I am safe. I am guided. I do not need to know everything right now. Say it again, slowly. I trust life. I am safe. I am guided. I do not need to know everything right now. Let these words become warm inside you. Let them calm the part of you that has been trying so hard. Let them comfort the part of you that wants to understand. You are safe to not know. You are safe to wait. You are safe to rest. You are safe to let answers come in their own time. You are safe to stop chasing certainty. You are safe to open your hands. You are safe to let life carry what feels too heavy for your mind. You are safe to trust the quiet movement of your own path. Everything does not have to be clear for you to be loved. Everything does not have to be solved for you to be supported. Everything does not have to happen today for your life to be moving. There is movement beneath the surface. There is growth in the hidden places. There is grace in the waiting. There is guidance in the pause. There is wisdom in what has not yet been shown. You may have spent so much time trying to know, trying to understand, trying to plan every outcome, trying to protect yourself from pain, trying to make sure nothing goes wrong. Be gentle with yourself. That need came from a place inside you that wanted safety. It came from a heart that had been tired. It came from a mind that thought control would bring peace. But now you are learning a softer truth. Peace does not come from controlling every part of life. Peace comes from trusting that life can hold you. Rest in that. Let the body hear it. Let the mind hear it. Let the heart hear it. Life can hold you. You do not have to hold it all. Life can guide you. You do not have to force the way. Life can answer you. You do not have to demand every answer today. Life can bring what is meant for you. You do not have to chase it with fear. There is nothing wrong with wanting clarity. Clarity is beautiful. Answers can bring comfort. A clear path can feel good. But you do not need to suffer until clarity arrives. You do not need to punish yourself while waiting. You do not need to turn every unanswered question into a wound. You can be kind to yourself in the space between asking and receiving. This space between can become holy. It can become a place of healing. It can become a place where you learn to breathe again. It can become a place where you stop fighting life. It can become a place where you discover that trust is not something outside you. It is already within you, waiting to be chosen. Say softly, I trust the space between. Let those words settle in your heart. I trust the space between. The space between where you were and where you are going. The space between the prayer and the answer. The space between the question and the knowing. The space between the old life and the new one. This space is not empty. It is alive with becoming. You are becoming someone who does not need to know everything to feel safe. You are becoming someone who can breathe in the unknown. You are becoming someone who can take the next step without holding the whole map. You are becoming someone who trusts timing. You are becoming someone who can rest before the answer comes. This is beautiful growth. Honor it. Do not rush yourself. Do not say, I should trust perfectly by now. Trust grows gently. Some days it may feel strong. Some days it may feel small. Some days you may forget and begin to worry again. That is okay. You can return. You can always return. Return to the breath. Return to the heart. Return to the words, I trust life. I am safe. I am guided. The path does not disappear because you feel fear. Guidance does not leave because you have questions. Love does not abandon you because you forget to trust for a moment. You are held through all of it. You are held when you are peaceful, and you are held when you are learning peace. You are held when you are clear, and you are held when you are confused. You are held when you walk with faith, and you are held when you pause to gather strength. Let yourself rest in this deep kindness. You do not need to earn guidance. You do not need to be perfect before life supports you. You do not need to have everything figured out before blessings can reach you. You are worthy now. You are loved now. You are guided now, even in the unknown, especially in the unknown. The future does not need your fear in order to unfold. Your dreams do not need your panic in order to arrive. Your healing does not need your pressure in order to grow. Your path does not need your constant control in order to open. What helps is trust. What helps is calm. What helps is openness. What helps is love. So release the tight grip. Release the need to know exactly when. Release the need to know exactly how. Release the need to understand every delay. Release the fear that silence means nothing is happening. Release the belief that you must control life to be safe. Open your hands. Open your heart. Let your spirit breathe. Say, I allow life to unfold. I allow answers to come. I allow peace to be here now. Say it slowly. I allow life to unfold. I allow answers to come. I allow peace to be here now. These words are an opening. They tell life, I am no longer fighting you. I am willing to walk with you. And I'm willing to trust your timing. I'm willing to receive your guidance. Let this be enough for today. You do not need a big change in this moment. You do not need a perfect feeling. You do not need a complete answer. A little more softness is enough. A little more peace is enough. A little more trust is enough. Small openings can change everything over time. When you wake tomorrow, you can practice again. Before reaching for worry, take a breath. Before asking, what if everything goes wrong? Say, what if life is guiding me? Before trying to solve the whole day, place your hand on your heart and say, show me the next loving step. Then listen, move gently. Let the day unfold one moment at a time. And when the mind becomes loud, do not fight it. Comfort it. Say, thank you for trying to protect me, but we are choosing trust now. Let your mind know it does not have to work so hard. Let your body know it does not have to stay tense. Let your heart know it does not have to close. You are safe to soften. There is a calm place within you that cannot be touched by the unknown. It has always been there. It is deeper than fear. It is deeper than questions. It is deeper than the need to know. When you breathe and return to this place, you remember who you are. You are not only your worries. You are not only your questions. You are not only your waiting. You are a soul learning to trust life more deeply. Trust life and rest. Rest your mind from trying to see too far. Rest your heart from carrying too much. Rest your body from living in fear. Rest your spirit from the belief that you are alone. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Life has been breathing with you, guiding you, holding you, and loving you through every step. The more you trust, the less you need to know. The less you need to know, the more you can rest in the present. The more you rest in the present, the more peace you can feel. The more peace you feel, the more open you become. And the more open you become, the more easily life can guide you. All is well in this breath. All is well in this moment. All is well even before the answer comes. all is well, even while the path is still unfolding. All is well, not because everything is finished, but because life is with you as it unfolds. The more you trust, the less you need to know. Let this truth become a gentle home inside your heart. You do not need every answer today. You do not need every sign today. You do not need every door to open today. You do not need the whole future to become clear before you allow yourself to feel peace. You can trust life now. You can breathe now. You can rest now. There is a deep wisdom moving through your life. It has been with you through every season. It was with you when you were confused. It was with you when you were waiting. It was with you when doors closed. It was with you when you had to begin again. It was with you when you did not know how you would get through something, and still, somehow, you did. That same wisdom is with you now. You may not know what comes next, but you can know this. You are being guided. You may not know how everything will work out, but you can know this. Life is not against you. You may not know when the answer will come, but you can know this. The right things have a way of arriving at the right time. You may not know why something happened, but you can know this. Healing is still possible. Peace is still possible. Good is still possible. Do not let the unknown make you forget how supported you are. Do not let silence make you believe nothing is happening. Do not let waiting make you think you have been forgotten. Do not let a delay make you call your dream impossible. Life is often working quietly before it works visibly. Roots grow before flowers bloom. The sun rises slowly before the whole sky is bright. Answers often form in silence before they arrive in words. So today, release what your heart is tired of carrying. Release the need to know everything. Release the pressure to understand every detail. Release the fear that you must control life to be safe. Open your hands. Open your breath. Open your heart. Let life meet you here. Say softly, I trust life. I trust the path. I trust the timing. I trust the next step. I do not need to know everything right now. Let those words move through every part of you. Let them become peace in your body. Let them become light in your mind. Let them become rest in your heart. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are simply in a part of the journey where trust is being strengthened. This part matters too. The waiting matters. The quiet matters. The slow growth matters. The small steps matter. The breath you take when you choose peace matters. From this moment forward, you can meet the unknown in a new way. Not with fear first, but with trust. Not with tight hands, but with open hands. Not with the demand to know everything, but with the gentle faith that what you need will be shown when you need it. You can walk with the lantern of trust. You can follow the next step. You can allow life to reveal the path in the right time. Rest now in the truth that you are safe. Rest in the truth that you are guided. Rest in the truth that life knows more than the worried mind. Rest in the truth that the unknown is not empty. It may be full of blessings forming quietly. It may be full of answers making their way to you. It may be full of love, arranging what you cannot yet see. The more you trust, the less you need to know. The more you trust, the softer life feels. The more you trust, the lighter your heart becomes. The more you trust, the more room you make for peace, guidance, and good. So breathe gently, walk softly, and let life unfold. All is well. Truly, all is well.